everybody. What's up, Martha? I see you, Adam. What's going, Amy? Jones rocking it out. Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you all today. Good to see you, Jason, Perry. Welcome to the AI Advantage Summit. God, what a perfect time in history to be here. We have the opportunity to take advantage of something. We are the first generation to go before AI and after. Hey, everybody in the chat, I see all you. I get to see your faces. Those of you on YouTube, I can see your comments as well. Thank you for showing up. You know, before we get started here today, you're here at the perfect time. I said that, but I also want to say we're kindred spirits. Most people want more out of life. Most people talk about doing more, taking uncomfortable action in something like AI. I know there's a portion that are brand new, people that are using it, some are experts, but it's uncomfortable. You got to take time off work. You got to shift things. It means we're kindred spirits because most people talk about it and you're here, and I want to honor you for that. And I want to tell you, every bit of this event was designed, believe me, sleepless nights for about a half a year to design today. So excited to have you here. Listen, here's the cool part. This is the largest AI event in history. We have over 630, Mike might have said it, we have over 630,000 people registered from all over the world. So welcome and congratulations. And if this is your first time ever having an event with Tony and I, you're going to realize, yes, we have a little more energy than usual, but it's how he helped me 30 years ago. But listen, the group that's here, some of you are AI curious, right? Some of you are dabbling, but you haven't gone deep yet. Some of you are using it every single day, but you know there's another level. And sometimes you feel a little behind or a little overwhelmed. That true? Say yes if that's true, or raise your hand. And just know, when we say yes or put it in the chat, this is how we interact. I wish we could all be in a big room with a couple 100,000 people, but this is how we interact. Because here's what I want to share. Wherever you are, take a breath. You're not behind. You're right on time, and you're in the right place. But it's definitely not a moment to waste. It's not a moment to say, I'll do this. You got to do it now. It's time to gain the ultimate advantage by using AI effectively. And to bring you what you're about to experience, you know, Mike already shared a little bit of it, but Tony and I spent countless hours in interviewing with over 50 of who we believe are the world's leading AI minds. They're the founders, the business owners, the educators. And we did our best to distill everything down into one mission. Using AI to amplify your business and your life simple, actionable, and immediate. So whether and you can let me know by a show of hands or say that's me. So whether you're a solopreneur who's now wearing every hat, everything you do, you're doing, or you're a small business owner ready to scale, or you're a professional that wants to future-proof your career, or you're finally ready to start your own thing, I promise you, we built this for you. I see everybody. Thanks, Mel. Good to see you, Alice, Lori, everybody putting up the chat. The other thing, too, I don't want you to think myself and the amazing speakers that are going to be here today have ADD and we keep looking like this, but the big chat wall where we can see everything is over to the right. So know that sometimes, you know, it's like squirrel, right? A little bit, but it's awesome. Listen, here's the truth. You don't need to learn everything about AI. That's the one thing that's freaking people out the most. You just need to know the pieces that can allow you to win on a whole new level. Let's start with this. I think we all can agree that if you had more time and the right help, you'd be more creative. You could earn more. You could contribute more. You could live more. And to the person you're meant to be, not settling to be. Is that true? Put your hand up. If you had help and time, you could go faster, right? Well, that's the foundation of this entire event, is how do we help you see that? In fact, Tony and I have a really big, bold goal for this event. And that's to help each member of this community, you, each buy 15 hours a week back. That's 780 hours a year. Collectively, this group, if we do this right, can save you millions of hours. And those hours can go back into your business, back into your health, back into your family, back into your creativity. Who's up for that part? Who'd like an extra 15 hours a week, right? This event isn't about motivation, and it's not about chasing 100 different tools. And it's not just going to be another webinar. It's an experience, one that's designed to change the way you work, the way you think, the way you lead in this new AI era. So let me ask you this question. If you've ever been in the middle of being super busy or maybe feeling behind, or maybe sometimes we all feel a little overwhelmed. Who's ever said, I wish I could clone myself? Or maybe you've said, I wish I could have 48 hours in a day. Raise your, I see it, Caroline, 2 thumbs up, right? Raise your hand if you've ever said you wish more time in a day or a clone, right? Of course, me too. My hand's way up, right? Because more time is the foundation for more success. But here's the secret. Time alone isn't enough. When you combine more time with leverage, that's when you can truly accelerate your impact, your success, and your happiness. I know this equation works really well because I've had the chance to live it. Now, this event is about you. This event is not about me or Tony, but I want to give you a little context. For those 75% of you here today are brand new to Tony and I's world. That's the biggest ever, which we welcome. And those that are part of our family, so good to see you. But I want to share, I started with no connections, no capital, no college degree, just grit and a willingness to do what others wouldn't. And again, that's why I commend you guys. You're in this room. Most people should be. You're here. But over time and a lot of trial and error, I figured one thing out that changed everything. And it's something you'll see today. It's exactly what Jim Rohn always said and Tony Robbins always shared. And you should write this one down. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. If I could find people who had already achieved what I wanted and I model their patterns, well, why couldn't I achieve what they did and maybe even more, right? And over the last 28 plus years, through that obsession, I've built more than a dozen companies. I've generated over $2 billion in revenue, and I've been blessed to serve millions of people around the world. Not because I'm the smartest guy in the room, but because I kept recognizing patterns early, adapting fast, and then surround myself with people who made me better. And that's the opportunity we get to do together here today. And then years ago, my path crossed with someone who already had that all figured out, had it mastered, had that philosophy anchored into his soul. And that's the big guy, my dear friend and my partner, Tony Robbins. Tony grew up in a small apartment in California, sometimes without food. That's why he's so obsessed with feeding people. But yet he turned that pain into fuel. He dedicated his life to understanding what truly makes people thrive. Over 4 decades later, Tony has become one of, if not, in my opinion, the greatest teacher and strategist of all time, the GOAT of personal growth. He's helped millions transform their lives, from coaches, presidents, athletes, CEOs, and everyday people like you and me. He's built or invested, listen to this, more than 100 companies, generating billions of dollars annually. And through his huge heart, he's provided more than 1 billion meals to families in need. And literally, that's just a fraction of what he does. But what I love the most about Tony isn't the success. It's his obsession with service. It's addicting. It's why we're here today, because he never stops learning. He never stops pushing, and he never stops asking, how can I take what I've learned, what I know, share it with others so they can go faster? And that's the foundation of this whole event. I took a little minute to share that because I want you to know why we're here. Why are Tony and Dean in AI? Because this is what we've done. Together, Tony and I combined have 76 years experience in helping people achieve their potential. And we've seen just about every season, I promise you, from booms and busts, from technology revolutions to global shifts. And through it all, there's one truth that never changes. Those who adapt. Hear me on this one. That's why I'm so glad you're here. Those that adapt, those who learn how to create time and leverage, always rise. That's been our shared mission for the past decade. Find the best in the world, identify what their patterns are, simplify those patterns, and then share them with you all, especially if you're an underdog, right? And now we're doing it again right here with AI. And yes, Tony's here, and he'll be up in a little while to share one of my favorite trainings that is going to show you how to identify these patterns and use it in today's new AI world. Because at the end of the day, what Tony and I both know is technology is always going to change. The tools are always going to evolve. But human potential, that never goes away. And history makes one thing really clear. Those who recognize new technology early and use it to multiply their time, grow. And those that don't, get left behind. Think about this. As I was preparing for this event, to how I'd meet everybody where you're at, right? The brand new person, the dabbler, someone down the rabbit hole, how do we meet everybody? Not an easy task, but I thought about this, and I thought about us to simplify this world. Think of a farmer in the 1800s, right? With hand tools, planting an acre took about 40 hours, right? Then all of a sudden, the newest technology came out. What was the newest technology? A tractor. Same time, but gave the man a tractor, the newest technology. He could do that whole acre in 30 minutes. It's about a 50 times multiple, 50 times more productive. And the point that drives us to do this is a farmer back in the 1800s. If one had a tractor and one didn't, could the one without a tractor compete? Yes or no? Right? Could the one without a tractor compete? Raul, thank you, right? No. And that's where we are in the world. Over the next year, not the next 20, the next 6 months, you're not going to be able to compete if you don't have a tractor in our world. It's AI. That's the latest technology. Not trying to oversimplify it, but that's where we're going. And that's why we are so passionate about getting everybody caught up to speed. You know, leverage. What is leverage? When we talk about leverage, leverage is pretty simple. It's either walking upstairs or walking up an escalator. Same amount of effort, but if you walk on an escalator, you go a lot faster, right? And that's what leverage has done for people throughout time. And what's done that? Yeah, which we talked about it. New technology used effectively. The wheel, the tractor, electricity, the telephone, the internet. Those who got out in front and adapted fast won. And those that waited, like I said, history wasn't so great to them. And now that's just AI. But here's the difference and why we felt called to do this. And yes, we are starting off with strategy, and we'll work over these 3 days to get more tactical and give you takeaways. But we want to bring everybody into the same place. Because here's the difference this time. The adoption cycle is no longer years or decades. It's not even months, it's weeks. But here's the good news. As I said earlier, you're here before the world fully wakes up to mass adoption. Yet, you got to hear this. I think this is, and so does Tony, that this is your last opportunity to be early. It is now, and I know you feel it. It's why you're here today. So remember our bold goal for each of you. We want to show you how to get back 15 hours a week. That's millions across this community. That's a huge goal. We're going after it. And wherever you are in this AI journey, right? Like I said earlier, you might be the beginner. You might be dabbling. You use it. Or maybe you're a builder. You're down the rabbit hole. There is another level waiting for you. And that's been our obsession to simplify and achieve over these 3 days. So here's what I do over these next 3 days. Day one, you're going to see how the most successful people use time and leverage as the foundation for next level success. Duh, everybody knows time and leverage helps. But we're going to show you how to utilize it through the examples of AI to start reclaiming that time and go faster. On day two, it's going to be so good. You're going to discover how AI can multiply your creativity, your communication, your marketing, your brand, and transform doing hours of work into minutes, taking ideas, making them reality. Day three, you're going to learn how to implement your biggest takeaways with proven systems, frameworks that'll make sure this AI advantage lasts way beyond this event. And the cool part, out of all the interviews we did, we hand-selected who we feel are the best, the smartest, but are pragmatic and practical to show you exactly how to achieve this. But I looked up some stats as I was putting this presentation together. Did you know that 70% of solopreneurs fail within 5 years? And when you really go down the rabbit hole of understanding that, it's not because they're not smart. It's not because they don't work hard. It's because as they start to grow, they get pulled away from the work that actually allowed them to launch in the first place, right? They begin as innovators, creators, full of energy, full of ideas, full of passion. Maybe that's happened to some of you. But the weight of doing everything slowly takes over. Suddenly you're juggling maybe accounting or hiring or customer service or deadlines and chores. And you're like, I didn't know all this. And all of a sudden, you lose focus. All of a sudden, before long, you're spending more hours in your business rather than working on your business. Here's some more stats that are pretty crazy. Did you know that 28% of the average work week is lost to email? Think about that. 11 hours immediately gone just on email, right? Most small business owners work 60 to 80 hours a week and still feel that they are behind, right? And 70% admit they spend more effort maintaining the business than growing it. Those are the stats that are holding people back from working on the creative. I mean, what happens? What is the outcome of that? Creativity fades, momentum stalls, and the business or the dream that started, unfortunately, begins to flatline. And that's where the real cost comes into play. Stagnation, burnout, and missed opportunities. Businesses don't fail because their founders lack skill. They fail because they lose space to think, create, and lead. That's why we're here. It's one of the biggest reasons to help you reclaim that resource, that creativity, that innovation, to start, to launch, to scale, to protect, to offload the repetitive, the draining, the mind-numbing tasks that keep you stuck. So you can focus on the few moves that actually multiply your growth, your impact, and your success. So many times I feel blessed today. I have family. My wife's here. My oldest daughter's here. And sometimes she'll say, Dad, you're so good at a lot of things. I'm like, no, not really, hon. I've just found a way to be really good at a few that move the needle. And I'm able to offload the things I'm not good at. And AI allows us to do that now more than ever. And now I just want to share. A lot of people can make promises about what we're going to share. But proof matters. Wouldn't you agree proof matters? I just want to share that Tony and I, we've done this before. Taken overwhelming things that are hard and decoded them, found the patterns, and then made it simple for people to achieve. In real estate, I simplified the path because that's where I started in real estate. So I showed regular people how to build wealth and buy their first house and was blessed to touch the lives of millions of people. In finance, Tony decoded billionaires and wrote Money Master the Game. It impacted the world. In health, Tony worked with over 100 of the world's top medical pioneers and created Life Force. And that still has a ripple effect around the world. We created mastermind.com, which is one of the largest content platforms for creators. And now our obsession is to go learn from the best and help you do the same thing with AI. And I'm going to say this really clear. Our gift is not being the tech guys. Our gift is pattern recognition, simplifying what's complex. So, before we did this event, we sent out a little survey of what is the main reasons that you're being held back from utilizing AI. And the three big reasons, I think they'll shock you, but I want to go over them really quick because you might fit in one of these. And if it's you, put me in the chat or raise your hand. Here's the crazy one. Number one, I don't have enough time to learn it. Isn't that ironic? The number one reason people don't start using AI is the same reason they need it the most. We tell ourselves we'll get to it when things slow down. But if we're honest, when was the last time life actually slowed down? For me, for most people, I think the answer is never, right? Every day, without realizing it, we waste hours on things that keep us busy instead of productive. It's not that we don't care, it's that we're trapped. We're so busy doing what seems urgent that we never really get to the important things. But here's the truth. You can't scale chaos. If you're always reacting, you'll never get ahead. AI used properly gives you that margin back. It gives you that breathing room. It's like hiring a silent partner who can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the stuff that drains you so you can finally focus on what lights you up. The high value moves that actually grow your business or your career. People don't fail because they're not smart or they're not driven or they're not hungry. They fail because they run out of time. And that's why we're so obsessed on helping you find time. Let's bring up Galen. Galen was a coach drowning in details. She was hesitant when we had the chance to talk to her. She was very resistant at first. She spent hours digging through notes, trying to remember what her clients needed and where she left off with them. Then she finally brought AI into her process. It now listens, it organizes, it summarizes, it drafts, it does follow-ups automatically. She saved 9 hours a week just on this one application, and she said it's running 5 times more powerful. Those are the types of things that make you and allow you to buy time back. And again, Some of you are going, duh, I already do that. Some of you are like, how does that work? I promise we'll bring all of this together. We'll land the plane together over these couple of days. The second reason people say that they're not using it wisely is because they're not sure how to create leverage. Now, let's be real. Freeing up hours is great, but freedom without direction turns into distraction. If you don't know how to use time, then you just fill it with the same old stuff. That's where leverage comes in. We talked about the escalator, the difference between effort and impact. Leverage is how one person with clarity and the right system can outperform an entire team, right? Here's the truth. Most people were never taught how to multiply their outputs. Most of us are taught work hard, work harder. Working harder in this world is not enough. AI flips that equation on its head. It's the ultimate multiplier. It's like the moment in history and the farmer got the tractor for the first time. I could do 50 times more output. When you learn how to combine your unique human skills, your creativity, your judgment, your empathy that'll never get replaced with AI's speed, memory, and precision, you don't just get more done. You create exponential results with less stress. Let's look at Austin. He's a small business owner trying to do it all. I asked about the solopreneurs. A lot of people raised their hand. He's running his commercial lighting company. Endless hours creating quotes, contracts, proposals, even paying lawyers and consultants to keep up. Then he built his AI co-pilot. It handles his contract. It handles his pricing. Handles and creates his presentations. Austin saved thousands in overhead, countless hours every week. And now he's leveraged because he's going after bigger deals more confidently. I know these might be really simple examples, but this is what we want to anchor in before we get to our first guest, before we start going down this rabbit hole of training. I want to anchor this in to show you that AI is moving fast. I know it, and that was number 3. Number 3 was, it's moving so fast, I'm overwhelmed. If it's moving really fast for you and you feel a little overwhelmed, say yes, or put yes in the chat, or raise your hand, right? You're not alone. It's okay. What's cool about being, and we could always flash, maybe on the back screen you could see all the amazing people here for a minute, but this is all of you from around the world, right? And I get to see you. You could go back to the other background. We're trying to keep it cool. But what's cool is I get to see you and how many raise hands and realize you're not alone. And plus I see your chat on YouTube. Listen, I've had people say, Dean, I've watched so many videos on YouTube, still can't figure it out. Or I know I'm using it every day, but there should be more. Listen, it's totally normal. And it's exactly why most people hesitate. But here's the thing you got to hear, and hear me on this. Hesitation is the fastest path to being left behind. Every technology, every revolution around technology feels overwhelming at first. Every bit of it. I'm sure electricity, the phone, the internet, right? The same people that were once intimidated, though, they're the ones, once they learn it, start to thrive. Because you don't need to be a coder. You don't need to chase every shiny tool. You just need a playbook, a plan that makes it simple, step by step, and actionable. Because overwhelm isn't a lack of capacity. Hear me on this one. It's just a lack of clarity. And once you have clarity, confidence follows. That's what this event is about. Cutting through the noise and getting clarity. Let's meet Bianca. She's an executive assistant, who was extremely skeptical about AI. She just wasn't techie. And overwhelmed trying to balance a day job, her life, and her dream of owning a horse rescue farm, or ranch, I should say. Then she followed the same process you'll be learning over these next couple days, strategically entered her thoughts, her goals, her constraints, everything into ChatGPT in the right sequence, and everything clicked. What started as hesitation turned into clarity. She was able to get 20 hours a week back, and it's really cool that she bought her first horse ranch in October because of that extra time. Yeah, we should give her a heck yes or a hell yes for that one. So if we step back for a moment, what's really happening?